Ladies and gentlemen, Hex community of all ages, hey, Jake Freedom here, coming to you live from YouTube for part 4, I believe now we're in, of the Hex Shards of Fate from the beginning, and now we're going to get into the actual starter trials. We've gone through the starter decks, we know what they consist of, you have your deck, you've gone through the tutorial, and now we're finally into the game where we can actually do something with the deck that we selected. So let's kick things off. Let's get into the starter trials. Just go ahead and click on starter trial here, and we're only going to have the one deck to choose from, so not too hard of a decision there. So let's go ahead and click challenge. Let's see how we do here. So the game is going to load up, and it's going to determine who gets to go first. We are going to be playing against... who are we playing here? We were playing Urgnok, who that is, Urgnok. Okay, so what do we have here? Is this a good hand to keep? It's not the best, but we'll go ahead and keep it. We'll keep that hand. Let's go ahead and lay it down a diamond there. So the starter trials are just, you gotta work through them, and by winning the starter trials, you will get cards and gold. So obviously, through the tutorial, you know that the object of the starter trials is to defeat your opponent here. And let's just see how well this necrotic deck will do. Oh, let's see. We need to get a blood shard. There's a blood shard. We can't really use it right now, but we'll go ahead and just throw that down. I think that'll be fine. We could do shard ward. We don't need to do that yet. Or shard call. We'll go ahead and save that. Just go and attack. We'll use our shard call if we need to. Shard call is the create a standard resource of your choice and put it in your hand. So we want to we don't do that on our steps. We can't do it on our opponent's end step, which is fine. All right. What's his champion power? Target troop gets +1 attack. Okay, so it's going to be a 4/1. Not too terribly worried about that. Let's go ahead and just play another resource there, and go and attack first and see what he does. I doubt he'll block it. Play Gem Soul Feeder. So now the purpose of this necrotic deck, or what its synergy is to use shift to buff your troops, and hopefully we can demonstrate that here. Alright, I think we might be able to, so let's see. Deep Gaze Disciple says when a power is shifted onto a troop you control, this gets +1/+1. So let's go ahead. Let's play Deep Gaze Disciple. I can't quite shift yet because that's going to cost me 1, so we're going to have to just wait on that till next turn, which is perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and attack with him. He does not block it, which is fine. We might take some damage here. Probably should have held back on that attack. Probably would have been a wise thing to do. Oh, he's not going to attack. Alright then. Well, we're not. I don't feel so bad then. Okay, so now what do we have here? We have Deep Gaze Acolyte. So when a power shifted onto this, this gets +1/+1. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and shift Life Drain onto Deep Gaze Acolyte. This will buff him, and it will buff him. Still don't really want to do anything, I don't think. We can do... let's just do our shard call here. We need to just get this, just in case. We'll go ahead and play it, and we're not going to attack. We're just going to keep it at that to see what happens here. What is he going to do? He is still not going to attack, which is perfectly fine. Not too terribly worried about his troops. They're all just 1 health troops. So, plus it's red, so if we save enough for Shard Ward, we should be alright. So let's go ahead and play the Warlock, and let's go ahead and shift this ability onto him. Okay. Set 8. We want to attack here. We could. Let's just go ahead and let's attack with him and him. Still no blockers. Okay, so we'll keep our shard ward here. See what he does. Still gonna buff another troop. And still not attacking. Back to our turn. Surprised he's not attacking. Alright, so if we play our Duskwing, I think we'll do that. Let's go and attack again. Attack with these two. If he blocks with that one, it goes plus, that's gonna go +2/+2 if it's a shifting of power. It's not really shifting, so let's just keep it at that. Attack for 5 again. Still no blockers. He's down to 7. Alright, so we should probably be able to win this one. Alright, so now we have Sepultura Stalwart. So we've got 4. We've got 6 in the air. Do I have anything that I can shift with? Yes. So let's go ahead and play this, the Stalwart, and then we'll go ahead and shift his ability onto... Doesn't really matter which one we shift it onto. Shift it to here. He'll be buffed up to 5. I have 7 power in the air, so we'll attack with the air cards, the flight cards, and win the game. Alright, so for completing that starter trial there, we've received a Creepy Conspirator, a Deadeye Slicer, and a Sudden Awakening. So you can kind of see how the Necrotic deck is supposed to play out. Like I said, there's a lot. You can continue the starter trials. There's five actual trials with each deck that you with each starter deck, I should say. Continue through those. I'm not sure which deck you chose, but if you're having difficulties, maybe leave a comment down below. Maybe I can try to help you out. So at the end of each one of those, you're going to get some cards. Let's just go and take a look at those cards that we just got. So we got Sudden Awakening, which is a 2 casting cost, a single blood threshold quick action. It says put target card in your graveyard that died this turn into play. Pretty nice. We got Creepy Conspirator. It's got Necrotic Allegiance. It says when this enters play, you may revert a target troop. And we have Deadeye Slicer. It's got you can shift Swift Strike around. So another card we might be able to put into our deck. Now, the starter trial, for some reason, chose a different champion. The champion that I like to play with the shift, with this Necrotic deck, is Knight's Bane, because what you can do is with his champion powers, you can revert a target troop. Now, why is that important in a shifting deck? Well, once you shift an ability off of a card, it goes away. But with this champion here, you can bring that ability back, so then you can shift it again. You can keep doing that as many times as you can revert it, so you can really gain the benefits of those cards that, you know, +1/+1 when a power is shifted onto this, or +1/+1 when a power is shifted onto any troop. Again, it's another reason why I chose the Necrotic deck, because one, it's fun to play, and 2, I think it's fairly powerful for just being a starter deck. And now that we have a couple more cards, maybe we'll go ahead and add these in. I'm not sure where at yet. Also, the Necrotic deck has the Gem Skull Sorcerer, and I have this socketed with Swift Strike. The reason for that is because if we ever play this card, and we transform a target troop into a Monument of Martyr, and that is troops have +1/+1, so then that makes the Gem Skull Sorcerer a 2/3 with Swift Strike for 2. That's not a bad card at all there. So overall, I think the Necrotic deck is powerful and yet fun to play. So let's see here. In the next part, I'll let you guys go ahead and get through all the trials there. I'll go ahead and complete all my trials, and then we'll go ahead and move on to see what cards we have at the end of all the trials there. Then we'll go ahead and move on to the Frostring Arena, and we'll start gaining some gold, and then we'll try to start selling some cards and see how far we can actually take this before we actually, even if we ever have to put any real money into the game, we'll just go ahead and play it as a free to play from here on out and to see how far we can actually go before we get too frustrated. So, good luck in your starter trials. Meet me back here for the Frostring Arena. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of these videos, be sure to click subscribe down below, and we'll have another video for you soon.